Well, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa. If you are new here, your favorite problematic housewife. Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. Okay, today I got a new story for you guys. This situation has gone pretty viral and is crazy, and I literally just started looking into it the past few days. And I really don't know what to think. We're going to be talking about a brand new YouTuber called ALLinWithAri. She is, or claims to be, just a homeless girl sharing and vlogging her homeless journey. Okay, she started YouTube 3 weeks ago, and she already has over 80,000 subscribers. Somehow she just blew up overnight out of nowhere. And a lot of people were supporting her at first. But then as she went viral and got more popular, it seemed like people kind of turned on her. So I'm going to give you guys the rundown. I went on her channel, I watched a bunch of her videos, and I'm going to kind of give you guys the timeline, where I think things shifted, and just what's going on, because this is a very interesting story. And then as anything else comes out, I will share it with you guys. So let's get into it. So ALLinWithAri, she just started her channel like 3 weeks ago, like I told you. I saw some people talking about it, and her videos actually popped up on my recommended. And then I searched her name, and I saw how there are so many search terms and videos are coming out calling her a scammer. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to look into this. Like, what's going on? It's a very young, pretty girl. So I went on her channel, and I went all the way back to her first video. And she's explaining how she's homeless.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. My name is Ariana, and I am homeless. I will be 32 this Monday, the 25th of July, and I won't be celebrating. I don't have any family or friends. I do have a full-time job, and I live in my car, and I have lived in my car for the last 7 months now. There's that. It's lonely. It's definitely lonely. But I am also a very introverted person, so it's only lonely occasionally. I'm actually enjoying it because I have all this freedom and solitude, and I make my own rules, and I'm not bound to a mortgage, so.
So that was her first ever video. And as you can see, she's a young, pretty girl living in her car. So I think that really intrigued people. That video ended up getting 1.7 million views. And she started this channel 3 weeks ago. After that first video, her channel started to quickly rise in views and subscribers. And she started posting more vlogs and shorts and talking about how she was worshiping God and just living her nomad life as a homeless girl.
That my first video, people commented and liked it, and I so was not expecting that. I'm not that interesting. I decided to record because I wanted somebody to talk to. I was feeling kind of down and lonely, and so yeah, very cool that people actually liked it and subscribed. Thank you for the happy birthday. I saw that. That was my very first one. You guys did have some questions, and I'm excited because that actually gives me something to talk about. So thank you. One of them, I'm putting lotion on before I show you guys. One of them being, what does your tattoo say on your forearm? And it says, be still and know. I got that a few years ago. It's from the Bible verse, be still, know that I am God, Psalm 46:10. That was my favorite verse. It still is my favorite verse. but especially a few years ago when I was at a dark place. And how come you stay in California? Why not go to a more affordable and safer state? Right now, just financially, it's not doable for me to just leave my job and go to another state. I mean, it does cost a lot of money in gas, traveling expenses. I just have to save up. That's all. Unless by some crazy miracle I become a millionaire, I won't be staying in California for too much longer.
So like I said, she very quickly started to rise, and people started asking questions because she would say she has a full-time job, yet she can't afford a place. She would say California is just way too expensive to live. And people will say, well, why do you stay in California? And it's very interesting because a little bit later on in the video, I'm going to show you that she actually ends up moving to LA, which is one of the most expensive places to live. And she ends up talking to producers and asked about being on a reality TV show because she just blew up out of nowhere. And while she was getting all these questions and people were so curious about her life, she was also getting a ton of donations. She put her Cash App in her About section on her very first video.
I kind of want to go to Colorado, to be honest. I've never been. I heard it's beautiful, and I miss a little bit of the countryside. Like, I love the beach. The beach is where my heart's at, but I do miss the trees and rain and, you know, all that good country stuff. Since you guys are actually interested, I will just continue taking you on my journey and we'll tackle this day by day. I don't have a plan. I'll probably say that a lot because people always ask me, like, what are you gonna do? Like, what's your future like? I don't know. I'm just winging it, man. All I know is that I love and trust God, and I want to help people. If I can stay positive throughout this situation, I know that only good can come out of it. I've got to keep my head up. I'm a survivor. I can do this.
So she posted a few vlogs, and then her channel seemingly grew overnight. And all of a sudden, she had 7,000 subscribers, and she was getting a ton of donations. Another interesting thing that I want to point out is you can see how her personality is. She seemed very like meek and humble and shy just 3 weeks ago. But I will show you as the video goes on, she kind of changes her personality a little bit and seems more confident and outgoing and like ready to clap back at her haters, which I thought is pretty interesting too.
What is happening? I think there's a glitch in YouTube. I just started my channel less than 2 weeks ago. I am over 7,000 subscribers. Like, is that normal? What's going on? I am overwhelmed with the comments. I don't know how I'm gonna get to them all. I can't keep up with them, to be honest. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I'm just flooded, having major anxiety. And oh my gosh, the donations. Wow. I have to say this, I was not anticipating this at all. Receiving donations never even crossed my mind when I made this channel. It didn't even occur to me that that was a thing. So thank you. Thank you so much, and I pray to God that He blesses you tenfold. You guys are beautiful and amazing. And
so it seemed at first when she first started blowing up and getting a ton of donations out of nowhere, she was completely shocked and almost didn't know what to do with herself. She then ended up opening up a Patreon so people could donate to her Cash App, and they could also support her on Patreon every month. I definitely don't think she anticipated the amount of support and how she would blow up this fast. But at the same time, I also don't think she anticipated that with all that success comes haters, speculation, and questions. So over the past 3 weeks, let's remember guys, this all happened in a matter of weeks. She started getting more eyes on her channel, and more people had more questions and wanted to know why she was in the situation that she's in. And I can definitely understand that. You see this young, beautiful, well-kept woman living out of her car and having instant success. So the people who were suspicious of her started digging and wanting to expose that she was a scammer. It's really interesting how these instantly viral people will be on top of the world and have so much support, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing down and they're canceled. Then it seems like in the blink of an eye, they are canceled and people are digging into their life, asking questions, and are not happy. And it's almost like they rise so fast, but they also fall so fast. And it's a very interesting thing to think about. So people started asking so many questions. They wanted to know who she is, where she's from, how did she end up homeless? And while people are asking these questions and digging, her supporters are also donating a ton of money to her. So she explains how she got into the position that she's in.
That easy to talk about, so I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to give you the gist of it. I was born in Ventura, California. At the age of 3, I moved to Arkansas, and I lived all my life out there. And then last year, I moved back out here. And the reason I moved out here was because I had to leave the relationship that I was in. I had to leave for my safety. It got so bad that my coworkers were telling me, if you don't get out of here, we're gonna see your face on the news. Progressively got worse. There was one incident where I realized that enough is enough and I have to get out of here before it's too late. California, I didn't have a plan. I just knew that I needed to get somewhere safe and I was gonna figure it out after I made it here. And that's all that I was thinking. When I came out here to California, I did stay with some relatives. Now, I had only met them one time before in my life, and I was 19 years old, so quite a while ago. And since then, we had not kept contact. So it was kind of a weird, not the most welcoming transition out here.
So she explains that she's from Arkansas and she was in an abusive relationship. She had to leave her ex and get out of there. So she dropped everything, packed what she could in her car, and moved to California. Now, she had some relatives that she was staying with. And at this point in the video, she didn't say who the relatives were or what happened. But it seems like things went south and she ended up homeless because things didn't work out with them and she started sleeping in her car. So this just brought on more questions, more speculation, and at the same time, again, she was getting more and more donations from people.
Good morning, everybody. Wow, I just opened my YouTube app and started going through some of the comments, and just the first few, a lot of them were positive, but some of them were also not so positive. I'm being accused a lot of being fake and not homeless, which sucks because that's so not true. I mean, seriously, just woke up. I am in my car in my sleeping bag, parked. I can't really show you where I'm parked, but it's just, I'm in a lot. But yeah, today should be fun. I'm going to probably go to a coffee house where there's Wi-Fi and sit and respond to emails and your comments, and I'm just not used to this, to be honest, guys. I went from living under a rock to such a huge following now, and it just continues to grow. And while I'm getting so much love and positivity, I'm also getting a lot of scrutiny. So I'm just trying to take it in, and I'm trying to realize that that's gonna happen.
A lot of people didn't believe her story. They thought she wasn't actually homeless and she was scamming people. Then others thought she was just a grifter, that she was sad fishing to get donations. And I think she definitely is living out of her car. I will say that. You can tell all her stuff is there. From what I can see so far, I don't really think she's pretending to live in her car. So, after this, people had more questions. They wanted to know more about her family, like what did she mean things didn't work out with her family, what's going on. So she did another video explaining exactly who the family members are and what went wrong. It also seems to me like because she was getting donations and people were paying her, they think that they had access to her life and every detail of her private life, which I understand you want to know about her because you're giving money, but at the same time, people are allowed a private life too.
In detail what happened when I got out here to California as far as like the family goes, because I understand that my video was very vague, and it was meant to be that way. I wanted to just give like an outline kind of what happened, but the feedback is kind of letting me know like, hey, we don't really understand this part. So this is for my subscribers, the people that love me and support me. This is for you because I feel like you deserve more detail, you know, what actually went on, because I mean, after all, this is All In with Ari, and I don't want to leave anything out. I have nothing to hide. It's just, it's a difficult thing for me to talk about, that's all. But just to elaborate a little bit more, I'll just go ahead and cut right into it. One of the relatives that I stayed with, that I spoke about, was my dad. It was, to be exact, it was my dad and his parents, so my grandparents. He lives with them in this big house. Whenever I was trying to escape the situation, I called my dad, whom I only kept in touch with like a little bit. Me and him were like off and on talking since I had met him whenever I was 19. Our communication was just very spotty. It was always just like, you know, checking up on each other, seeing how you're doing. Okay, good, great, bye. My dad's a very free spirit, and I don't want to say like a lot of negative, I really don't, but he's about himself, you know. He has a lot of kids, and some of the kids he hasn't even met yet, so I'll just leave that there.
So from what she's saying, it seems like her dad is kind of, you know, like a deadbeat dad type of situation from her perspective.
But he has a good heart. He's just a little selfish, to be honest. So I reached out to him. I told him the situation, and I said, well, do you have a place to stay? Do you have an apartment out there? Can I come? I just need somewhere to go. Yeah, come and we'll figure it out. He's like, I don't know how mom's gonna take it. You know how she is. Like, she's not gonna want anybody here. To give you a little background on my grandmother, she's not a nice person. I'm just gonna flat out say it. She is not a nice person. There's like a very small circle of people that she likes, but she doesn't like anyone to steal the spotlight from her. What we did was, my dad actually snuck me into the house for like, oh gosh, I don't even know, probably like the first couple months.
So her whole dynamic with her grandmother is very interesting. She seems to make it out like throughout this video that her grandmother is jealous of her, doesn't like when anyone steals the spotlight. She is mad because, you know, Ari is young and beautiful, and apparently her dad snuck her in the house. So this is only one side of the story. We don't know what the relationship is really like between her and her family. So we have to remember this is just her perspective and how she feels, but there could be a reason why her grandmother and her have a bad relationship. We just don't know. But it seemed like she was compelled to make this video because, again, people had speculations and questions and wanted to know, if you had family to stay with, why are you choosing to live out of your car, because she was very vague in the first video that how it just didn't work out with her relatives. And then she did this more specific video, which was very interesting because she goes on to say that, you know, her grandmother was upset because she wasn't participating in the family activities because it wasn't her vibe. She says that the whole family is a bunch of party animals and drinking and partying all the time, and it wasn't her thing.
She didn't really want me there, but I was already there, and she just kind of like dealt with it, I suppose, to put it in a way. She was like, okay, well, how long is she staying, blah, blah, blah. I was working full time, and I was saving up all of my money, and I was also making jewelry and selling it at the beach as time went on, you know, so that I just wasn't engaging in their activities. Like, why isn't she coming to these events? And all the while, all of this was happening, I did pay rent. Like, I was paying rent. I was cleaning up around the house. I like to drink and party, and their daughter loves to party. She's like an ex-DJ. And
so basically, her grandmother was, according to her, jealous of her, very mean, very bitter. She didn't want to be around her very much. She also had dementia. I will leave all the relevant videos down below in order of when she uploaded them if you guys want to watch this stuff from the beginning. Her grandmother ended up passing away, and then things ended up going south with her grandfather also, and that is how she ended up sleeping outside in her car. And from what she said in her video, originally she was sleeping in her car outside of their gate. She said that this house was huge, 4,000 square feet. They had a gate out front that surrounded the house, and she started sleeping on the other side of the gate on the street until a neighbor called the police, and she ended up having to leave the street and she couldn't sleep there. And that's how she ended up going to parking lots, parking garages, and living out of her car full time for 7 months. So during this time, the same few weeks, she's growing in popularity, she's making more money, and she continues doing her vlogs. She's getting more and more donations, so she's going and staying at hotels a lot of the time.
Also, I just wanted to let you know, just to keep you guys updated, yes, I am, it's a bit messy, but I am still living in my car. I did take a couple days to just stretch out and relax. I got a hotel for a couple nights, took some long hot bubble baths, slept in, watched TV, ordered pizza, vegan pizza, and I just soaked up every minute of it, and it was so refreshing, and I know that it was good for my health to get some really good sleep. So thank you guys so much for making that possible for me. The donations have been absolutely incredible, such a blessing and such a gift that I really can't thank you enough. Truly, truly appreciate all of you, and yeah, I love you.
So this is around the time where things started taking a turn for the worst. People started digging and digging, and they were not liking how she was getting on, saying that she was taking bubble baths. People were paying for her hotels, and she was like living it up in these hotels because of other people's donations. So people started getting really salty about that and mad. So then people started digging into who she really was. A lot of people are also feeling like her story isn't adding up, and a lot of things are not making sense. So more speculation is happening, and things are just spiraling out of control. Then this next video that she does is what really sparked the outrage and what really amped things up, in my opinion, from what I've noticed. She did a video called Van Scouting. I'm going to play some clips from it. She announces in this video that she's quitting her job. Now, this isn't a matter of 3 weeks. She's quitting her job to be a YouTuber full-time. She was approached by producers of Squid Games. They want her to be on a show. She's talking to reality TV people. She is going to look for a van at Mercedes-Benz, and she's moved to LA. And this all happened out of nowhere. And it seemed like her attitude changed a little bit, and she was on a mission to become famous and be an influencer. That's what it looked like anyway. Now, I am all for a come up. I am all for a success story. I do feel like people on social media are haters sometimes. They are nasty. They don't want to see people do well. It's almost this weird thing where they love seeing people down and they will support them and lift them up. But as soon as that person is successful and starts making money and does better, it seems like everybody wants to tear them down. But at the same time, I can also see the side of it where it seems weird that she's quitting her job, moving to LA. She has this whole new brand new attitude and she wants to be famous. So I can see how that isn't sitting right with people. But I do think some people are overreacting when it comes to her buying Starbucks and eating in this place and that place, and why is she spending money on this? Listen, she might be sharing her life, but I think some of that is a reach. I mean, if she wants to buy Starbucks every day, that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. I think people nitpick and start getting really weird in these situations.
It's been like an extra day or two since I posted my last video. So much has happened. Not only that, I finally got my new phone in, and when I tried to transfer all of my videos and pictures, didn't transfer the progress of my editing, so I had to start all over from scratch. It was really annoying, but here it is. I finally got a video. I actually have a couple more lined up already. I have so much content and footage and things to tell you guys. I do want to tell you, just to catch you up a little bit, that I officially quit my job and I have decided to do YouTube full-time. And I moved. I left Ventura County and now I'm in LA. Yeah, so I am embarking on a whole new journey now. A whole new world. Anybody else just get the Aladdin song in their head? Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Oh, and another thing. This is like a random thing that just like happened the other day. I was going through my emails and a casting director, producer, person, I don't really know what his title is, but he reached out to me via email and he offered me an opportunity to be part of Squid Games. Like, I know that's like a big thing, but I didn't really know what it was, so I Googled it. But they're doing like, I think like a show based off of the game, if I'm understanding that right. But yeah, I got an official invitation to be part of that. So I want to know what you guys think. Comment and let me know, is that something that I should even consider? Man, God's working in some big ways, that's for sure. Oh, I love you. This is gonna be a very interesting next few months for me. So yeah, let's do this. I love you. I love you, watermelons.
So she quit her job and she wants to work social media full time. Now, that's not necessarily a crazy or outlandish idea. People quit their job all the time once they have success. I think it might look weird because this all happened in 3 weeks. And then she moved to LA, which was also interesting because earlier on, when she first started her channel, she was complaining how expensive California is. And how the cost of living is so high, and that's why she couldn't move anywhere else. But then when she does move, she decides to move to one of the most expensive cities to live in the United States. So in my opinion, it seems like she moved to LA for her career. She either wants to be an actor, social media influencer, all that. In my opinion, it does look like that was her purpose in moving there. And then a lot of people kind of got a bad taste in their mouth that she quit her stable job. Now, I mean, you can have your opinion about that. Just because she quit her job doesn't mean she's a scammer. A lot of people don't have the balls to say, you know what? I'm leaving the job that I hate and I'm going to do this full time and put my all into it. And that's very foreign to a lot of people.
Seriously, how cute are these? Oh my gosh, they're little minis.
I will say that she is 32 years old. I'm 33, and she has a very young personality. She kind of acts like a teenager. So she's staying in these nice hotels now. She's talking to producers. Her life is completely changing, and some people are all for it. They're like, yeah, you go, girl, you get it. And other people are upset, think she's a scammer, she's a liar. She also starts looking at vans, and it was very strange because she went to Mercedes-Benz to find a van, because I guess there's a specific van that she wants. So she went to go to buy a Mercedes-Benz van. Now later on, when she gets called out for this, she claims that she's not buying a Mercedes, but in this first video, she definitely says she wants to buy one. And then she also tells this kind of cringe story, in my opinion, about how the guy was hitting on her and loved her so much and wanted to help her and thought she was so beautiful and gorgeous. She seems to be very full of herself. Like, I am kind of inserting a little bit of my opinions in here. I can't help it. But that doesn't mean she's a scammer or a horrible person. I just don't vibe with a lot of her personality just because she just acts very arrogant all of a sudden. Like, that's how I saw it from the beginning. She was very humble. She was very quiet and grateful for life and God. And then it seems like the arrogance and the cockiness really amped up as her success amped up. I mean, she literally went from baroque hippie to bad and bougie like overnight. And that is just in such a short period of time of 3 weeks. Now, people were confused as why she was going to buy a Mercedes-Benz van, which I kind of can understand that, because if she's going to buy a Mercedes-Benz van, like, wouldn't she just be getting an apartment? So that kind of makes me think that she's trying to live van life, to be a van life influencer and kind of a trendy sort of life of van life. And that's what it's coming off as to me. I really don't understand the van life trend. Like, you do you, boo, but it sounds like a nightmare. Like, I would never choose to live in a van and, like, not have a shower and a kitchen and all this stuff. Like, it sounds like a nightmare. So I always think it's really odd when people, like, choose van life when they have other options. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that, but that's what it seemed like she's leaning towards, like living this LA van life while she tries to push for her success and get famous. Like, that's what it seems her plan is, which kind of takes people aback, because she originally says that she just wants to help people and help the homeless. And she had a completely different plan, which was no plan at all, really. She didn't really have a plan, but she seemed to picture herself helping people, helping homeless people, doing a lot of charity. And then as soon as she got famous, that kind of switched really fast, and she kind of has a mission now to be famous.
It didn't even lead me to the right floor. I get to the floor, and this guy, suit and tie, of course, just pops right out. And he's like, he just like wants to help me. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get how to drive through here. First of all, so you walk in there, and it's like high class, prestige, dressed to the nine kind of people. And I am in dirty boots and jeans, and my face is sweating. My hair is all this, and I just look like a total hippie compared to everybody in there.
So it seems like she's trying to do kind of like a Pretty Woman vibe, or a Princess Diaries come up, or, you know, she's the classic hot mess girl that's a hippie, and she's going into this big fancy car thing because her life has changed forever. You know, like, it's kind of cliche, and it seems a little bit forced.
And I just felt so out of place. I was like, this is so not my vibe. I don't know where I'm going. So I told the guy that I wanted to look at a van. They didn't really have any. They had 2, and they were used. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I'll at least look at them. I wanted to check out the inside. And immediately just starts hitting on me.
Again, I don't really love the arrogance. Like, oh man, even though I'm just so dirty and sweaty and disgusting, I have men hitting on me left and right. Like, you can tell she's kind of cocky, maybe a little bit overly confident, and thinks she's like God's gift to men or something. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, not gonna lie.
And then he went to go get the key, so he was all apologetic and stuff. And then ends up asking me out. Like, he was treating me like a queen. He's like, can I get you anything at all? Can I get you anything to drink? And I was like, oh yeah, water would be great, because I'm like sweating my ass off. He's like, that's it? That's all you want? I'm like, yeah. You think I'm gonna want a bottle of champagne? I'm so unorthodox. Watermelons. Hi, what you doing, watermelons? I'm wearing my seatbelt. Progress. I'm becoming a better person every day. Thanks, guys. What you doing, watermelons? Just a quick thing I wanted to say. I've been here less than a week, like just a few days, and I've already been asked out on 3 dates. Let me just say this one time. I'm not interested in dating. I'm interested in getting involved. I'm flattered. I appreciate it. I take it as a compliment, but no, I'm doing my own thing and I'm happy. And
Okay, do you see what I mean? How, like, now it seems like she's acting like she's just some star celebrity, just the way she's carrying herself. And oh my Lord, all these men are hitting on me and it's just so annoying. Stay away. I definitely noticed the shift in personality. And during this whole time, she's just being supported by all of her fans' donations. Like, everything that's happening to her and everything she's buying and doing and living off of now is from the donations of her fans. So that's really interesting. And then she starts getting to, again, how she meets with another YouTube production person. Like, she's just all of a sudden meeting with all these producers and big people who want to launch her career, which is very interesting because there's a lot of YouTubers out there who don't really talk about being approached like that all the time, and they have way bigger followings than her. So it's very interesting how just all of a sudden all of these people are just constantly approaching her and wanting to, help her with her career. It's very interesting. Now, I am happy for her. Like, I am happy for anyone, especially women, to find their way in life, be successful, like, do their thing, make their money. Like, I am happy for her. And is she a scammer? I'm not sure yet. I'm not. I really want to keep watching and watch her address video where she's addressing everything. I don't want to ever just jump on a bandwagon and start calling her a scammer and making videos and attacking her and all this stuff, because I really want to make sure I know everything first.
Somewhere to edit and catch up on my editing. But I'm meeting somebody. He works in production, but like YouTube. So I actually bumped into him at Starbucks. It's kind of a funny story how it all happened. His sandwich bag blew away and I ran and I caught it for him and it sparked conversation. And yeah, I sat down and we just talked. We were chit-chatting, and the fact that I'm a YouTuber, of course he's gonna ask me like, what do I do and stuff, and I said, I'm just now like a full-time YouTuber, and he just happened to be in the production side of filming. That's cool. I'm gonna meet with him and he wants to help me out, he wants to help me out with my channel and help me get my merch going that you guys are wanting. I think that would be so much fun and exciting to do. You guys are wanting like t-shirts and stuff with the "What you doing, watermelons" slogan on it.
So people were really curious and suspicious because out of nowhere, she's out in LA meeting with producers and trying to buy like a $40,000 van. From when I looked up a Mercedes van like The newer ones were expensive, but she does have a car where she pays a car payment right now. So I don't think she's in a situation that a lot of homeless people are in, because I don't think she came from nothing. She was living with her very wealthy grandparents, and then she got kicked out. She does have a car that she makes payments on. It doesn't seem to me like she grew up poor and, has been falling on hard times for years and hasn't had any opportunities. It seems like she was just in a bit of a different situation. People also have been saying that she's like too pretty, too clean, too well kept to be homeless. And I kind of side-eye that, because that just, pushes the stereotypes of what a homeless person is supposed to quote unquote look like. So I don't really like that, because it doesn't matter what somebody looks like. They can be homeless. You don't know their situation. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what does a homeless person look like? You know what I'm saying?
Alright, what you doing, watermelons? I just finished my workout. I think I've officially found my new gym. I'm all excited. It's a really cool place.
So if you watch her from the beginning, it's very captivating to watch in real time how she's getting all these donations and offers and followers, and her life is changing forever. Like, all of a sudden she's shopping for a Mercedes-Benz van. Now she's at this fancy new gym. She has an Apple Watch. She's staying in nice hotels. So a lot of people are like, what is going on? She doesn't seem like she is in a hard place anymore. And she continues to get more money and more donations. So I think that's why people are side-eyeing her. But at the same time, I do know how social media works. People are very salty, jealous, and miserable in their own life. So once they see someone who was in a rough spot doing better, they're like, oh no, girl, you canceled. You are canceled. We don't want to see you come up anymore. We liked you when you were homeless and on the street and like a broke bitch. But now that you're doing better and you're like living your best life and being successful, we're going to take you down. Like, that is social media to a T. So then all the drama really pops off. Videos start surfacing of people claiming they know her real name, that she's a criminal, she has a mugshot, she was a thief, she is a scammer, she has a child that she abandoned. People are spreading her real name, which is not Ariana. Apparently her name is Ronnie. And people are spreading around that she is not who she says she is. And all these videos are surfacing. And then now she starts to address being called out and really being put into question.
Attention, watermelons, grapefruits, cantaloupes, and all other fruits. Boy, do we have some news for you. Hi, welcome back to Savvy Shopper Delivers. This is not about shopping though. It's not about delivery. But it is about our friend, All In with Ari. She's been busted. She's been exposed. We have arrest records. We have her real name. We have pictures of the mansion that she grew up in. I also have pictures that her boyfriend posted of her with him in 2017. So stay tuned. That video will be coming shortly. Ari, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Ari. I guess I should just call you Ari for now. I don't know how you're going to get out of this or what you're going to explain tomorrow on Friday when you promised you were going to come on and tell a bunch of whatever, more BS. Don't send this girl any money. She's a thief and a liar. Attention, watermelons, grapefruits, cantaloupe.
Watermelons. Okay, so I'm still behind on editing. I have a lot of footage that I want to show you guys from my first week here in LA, but there's been a change in plans. Because of the controversy that's going on right now about me, I'm gonna just prolong that just a little bit longer. So it's gonna be, I guess, kind of older footage, but you'll get to see like what I was up to whenever I first got out here. But yeah, because of the feedback, which I'm sure you guys are already well aware of, I decided to do a video on me addressing that, and I explain my thoughts and what I plan to do next. So that will be coming on Friday if you guys want to tune in. Am I a scammer? See you guys Friday. Mwah, love you. Watermelon.
So her personality has seemed to shift quite a bit, and that's just my opinion. She seems to be acting a lot different, a lot more confident and ready to clap back at her haters, be sassy, which is fine. But like I said, from the beginning of her channel just 3 weeks ago, she was very like calm, hippy dippy granola, very shy, and she also acts very young for her age. Like, I can't get over it that she's 32, because she acts like a teenager, calling people watermelons, and she talks almost childlike, and it's kind of strange, but hey, you know, who am I to judge? So I really want to know what you guys think. I have another video coming because she just released a video, 2 videos, one addressing the name change and another one that's like 18 minutes long. So apparently she is literally addressing every single controversy, all the claims, all of the things that she's, you know, supposedly been exposed for in this video. So you guys stay tuned for that, because now I'm hooked on this drama. I have to know like what happens next. You know, I will keep you guys informed. I will do a whole separate video on the 2 videos she just posted addressing the drama. Is she a scammer? What do you guys think? I'm not ready to make a full decision yet and just straight call her a scammer, but I do have some thoughts. Like, there's some things I don't like about her. I do think she is getting a lot of extra hate, so I'm kind of torn. I mean, I do feel like on the one hand, people love to tear somebody down when they're on the rise and doing well, but on the other hand, I totally can see like some of the red flags and just the strange behavior that is going on with this girl. So let me know what you think down below. Like I said, I'm so interested in this story now. Stay tuned, make sure notifications are on, because I will be reacting to her newest video addressing the drama. From everything that you saw, do you think she's changed? Do you think that her plan from day one was to be like famous social media star or actor? Do you think that it just got to her head maybe when she started blowing up? I want to know in the comments what you guys think the deal is, because I love talking to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.